Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cropper here on the anarcho-capitalist anarchy people. One of them who goes by the handle FF, both lowercase, F space F on YouTube, on my video Reaching Out to Anarchists, or what's the title of the video? ANCAP Axioms, question. So, he says, because we keep going on the comments, or maybe he's not the one that we've gone back and forth on. He says anyway, because this was a gesture to ANCAPs, he says, gesture appreciated. Oh, this is the guy from the other comments. He says, though you skipped over my statement where I give you the axioms which I refer to. Okay, I remember the drama now. So, I had read his stuff on one of these previous comment videos, and there was this sentence in there that was just in the middle of these two paragraphs, and I took the paragraphs apart and talked about them, but I skipped these little sentences that were in the middle because I just couldn't. They were just out of context. I didn't know what they meant. They were just like statements of something. They were just like philosophical statements or something, and I was just like, I don't know what those are doing in there, so I just didn't know how to do anything to them. It turns out those were his axioms. Well, an axiom, whatever you think it is, an axiom philosophically is a claim that you can't deny. Now, you can have axioms of architecture that a building must have a roof or whatever your stupid axiom is. That's different. An axiom in philosophy is a claim you can't deny. Or if you try to deny it, you accept it. That's an axiom. So you can have like some sort of lame axioms in ethics and politics, but it's just like an axiom in architecture. It's just a rule or something, okay? Now, if you want to have a real axiom, a real philosophical axiom that you can base things on, then you cannot use that weak term of the word of an axiom is just a truth. If you look that up in the dictionary, that's an option. An axiom is a truth, right? But if you want the axioms that the objectivists are going on about, that's a different type. There's one of the definitions in the dictionary, right? There's 3 or 4 or 5 definitions. One of them is an undeniable truth that you have to accept in order to try to deny. That is a philosophical axiom. That is a different question from a rule that everybody accepts, for example. This is maybe the source of their misunderstanding of why they go about saying that they have axioms and thinking that they have something to build from. Now, if you want to say we have an axiom, we believe in this, fine, you just believe in some garbage that you made up, fine. But if you think that you have a philosophical base to start from because you call it an axiom, that is insane. That is insane. So, is that the boat that they are in? Are they insane in that way? You skipped over the axioms to which I refer. Quote, the value of having consistently applied standards is arrived at by many approaches, including objectivism. The value of non-aggression is arrived at by many approaches, including objectivism. Now he says everybody. Let me find where he says everybody. These are not controversial, because I checked in with reality, and they're not controversial. It's such a mess here. Sorry. ANCAPs. Here it is. Anarcho-capitalists. So he says before they can be arrived at by anybody. Then he says anarcho-capitalists can be egotists. Can be egotists, altruists, rationalists, utilitarians, and whatever else. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. He says, I do not know of a philosophy that does not reach the conclusion that having consistently applied standards is good. Okay, so his axiom up there is consistently applied standards and non-aggression. Okay? God damn it, are you serious? Consistently applied standards of what? Consistently applied standards doesn't say what your standards are. Okay? First of all. Secondly, Everybody can reach these conclusions? Okay, how original are you being? Why is your system separate or different? What differentiates your system then? If communists, egotists, altruists, rationalists, utilitarians, and whatever else, that's his words, whatever else, all of them, will take them all. My philosophy accepts everybody. Egotists, altruists, rationalists, utilitarians. You skipped communists because I know about those dirty, filthy, anarcho-communists out there. You skipped that. Why didn't you mention them? Yeah, your philosophy's garbage, dude. It's junk, dude. You've got fascists and communists in your party, dude. It's junk. Anarcho junk, dude. Because you think that you can start with an axiom and build from it, and you think that you can choose any axiom that people agree on? Agreement is your measure? Let's go over the objectivist axioms again. Things exist. You have a mind. There, that was quick, wasn't it? It's quick and painless. Now use those two axioms. You're not willing to use them here. You say you checked in with reality. They're not controversial. That is not how you check in with reality. Reality is a situation between you and the stuff that's coming in through your senses. Other people have nothing to do with reality. They come into the reality on the fringe. The central question of reality is between you and reality. So the senses bring the information of reality to you, and that's you and the universe, buddy. There is no group around you. If you were on a desert island, what would you do? Would you check in with the group and find out how to make dinner tonight? No, you would have to figure it out your damn self. And it's lucky we live in society because people like you that are brainless twits couldn't make it on a desert island. You would go pray or something like that. You'd try to get some little freebie from the universe somehow. Because you don't know that your mind is how you survive in reality. All right, now if you could figure that out, if you could figure out you exist and you have a mind, and those are the basic axioms to build from, instead of junk like being consistent, well, the Nazis killed Jews in a very consistent manner. The Soviets suppressed dissent in a very consistent manner. What are you being consistent about? How lame is it to choose consistency because everybody agrees on it? Well, everybody agrees on altruism. Altruism is destroying the world. How stupid is your philosophy, buddy? All right. These are not controversial. He doesn't answer my question of what if I am willing to pay a group of men with guns to fight his group of men with guns with his junky axioms. Is that going to be a controversy? He doesn't answer. He says, they're not controversial. Alright, so he can take any philosophy with his ideas. His philosophy is like a dirty whore of some kind then, huh? And the idea that non-aggression is good. Yeah, did you know that Russians had police? Did you know there were murders in Gorky Park during the Soviet regime and they had police go walk around Gorky Park and take evidence and try to find the murderer? Did you know they actually had police doing police work, trying to protect and maintain daily peaceful life? Peaceful life. There was a Freudian slip. Policeful life. So everybody's into non-aggression, dude. Even the Soviets had jails and officers and detectives. Dude, everybody's got that, dude. What's your real philosophy? What's the real underlying philosophy? He says, I can take anybody's philosophy. You're going to end up with socialists or communists or fascists then. They're going to be your bed buddies. Are you going to be okay with that? Yes, I can deal with anybody. From inside the gulag they put you in, moron. Okay, this is supposed to be an outreach video. All right. Okay, so non-aggression is good, period. It's just that the idea of combining those axioms and the reasoning after that point is barely, if at all, affected by the reasoning that came before it. I'll tell you what, it's the difference between the United States Army attacking Nazi Germany on the one hand, and Soviet Russia locking up and killing tens of millions of people over the decades on the other hand. One government runs one way and the other government runs another way. And he says it doesn't really matter what your basic philosophy is. You can be a communist, you can be a socialist, an altruist, a rationalist, an egotist, a utilitarian, and whatever else. Well, let me clue you in, man. There is a real difference between the way the United States works and the way the Soviet government works. You cannot just dismiss it all as corrupt government. If government as such is corrupt and laws as such are corrupt, then you are equating the United States with Soviet Russia. And you are confused and you are a sick, sick person. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an outreach video. I'm trying to reach out to the anarcho-capitalist community. Do you have axioms that you consider important? I would like to know what they are.